All right, you guys are ready for assignment for payroll at this point if you are watching this video. So we're going to go ahead and look at source document for payroll, number 45. You're going to scroll down here. This is going to give you the detail for each employee. Our first two employees are managers, and so they get a half of their monthly income in the first payroll of the month. And then each of the following employees are hourly employees. They've all worked 88 hours, and then you will have to apply the overtime appropriately. Next, the final thing that you have here is the deductions. And just please make sure you're paying attention as to what deduction it is and who it is for. So let's go ahead and take a look at the instructions. We are going to pay our employees' payroll on the 15th and the last day of the month. We have that special payroll check for the net amount that we're going to write and put it in a special payroll bank account. And then our employees are paid from that account. Julia Medina will write these checks, and we are going to now complete the payroll process. So just to give you a little bit of information here, we want to go down here to our payroll module, and then we're going to look at the employee list. This is going to be where we will see their marital status and how many withholdings they have, and their hourly rate or their salary rate. Next, we want to look at the payroll report, and that is under the reports menu here. We want to focus on the name of our employee, and then on the line that says gross pay, go all the way over to where it says yearly, and we will use this amount to help us to determine if we are going to have to pay unemployment taxes. So this is where anybody that has exceeded $7,000, we are not responsible for paying taxes on anymore. Later, we will scroll all the way to the bottom after generating our new pay, and this payroll summary will update, and we will use this information to record our taxes. Next, we have to enter the payroll. We're going to go to pay employees under the task menu at the top of the menu bar. And we can go ahead to give us more room. We can shrink this assignment panel while we're working on this to give us as much space as possible. So for each employee, we're going to do this. I'm going to go through Julia's, and then you guys can complete the rest. We want to look here. We're going to enter. We're going to add. It's going to make sure it's 12:15. We're going to enter the employee that we're working with, and it is going to, you can find it here with the drop-down menu. Our check number is listed in the instructions as 868. Her salary automatically generates. And then we need to look at calculating taxes. We're going to hit this calculate tax button. It will calculate our Social Security and Medicare tax for you. And then we're going to look at our federal income tax. So this is where we have to go look at the tax table. You will find those on figure 8 and figure 9. So let's go ahead and go there. Now here, what we have to remember is we have to go back and find out what Julia's information is. So we're going to go to the employee list. We're going to see that she is married. So we need to go to the married tax table, and she has 3 withholdings. So that's going to take us over to the 4th column. And her gross pay for this pay is $1,650. You're going to scroll down to the bottom, find the $1,650, and our deduction for federal income tax is $110. You will see that the gross pay is $1,650, but her net pay is $1,413.77. Now you are ready to continue with the rest of the employees. So we're going to go back here to our source document and our instructions, and you will follow that entire process for all of the employees. The only difference is when you get to Shonda and Jamal and everybody, it will be hourly that you will enter and make sure you're looking at the overtime. One thing I did forget is that Julia does have a deduction of bonds. So we're going to put in our $20 there. All right. Now I'm going to go ahead and show you the rest of the instructions here. When you are done, this tax table or this payroll register should have a total or payroll report. Sorry. We go down here to the bottom where we're looking at the payroll summary. This gross pay should be $8,573.55. And the net pay should be $7,265.68. My numbers at this time do not reflect that because I haven't entered everything from the payroll. Then you need to go and journalize this. You're going to use the payroll report and you are going to enter it in the cash payments journal. This should be check number 916, and it gives you what your debits and credits should be. Please make sure you read that. All right, the next part of payroll then is we need to go on to the next source document. This source document, Form 46, is when we're going to calculate the employer's portion of payroll, and we're just going to record it at this point. We're not paying it. So this is going to go in our general journal. And it says here that our Social Security tax payable is 6.2, our Medicare is 1.45. These will match identical to what we paid for the employee. And then our unemployment tax and our for federal and state are calculated by a percentage of the first $7,000 of an employee's total earnings. So we need to find Social Security, Medicare, unemployment federal, and unemployment state. I want you to get out a piece of paper when you get to this point and write these numbers down. So you will go to the reports. You'll look at your payroll report. You'll go all the way to the bottom to the summary. And everything is based on this gross pay. But you can take, for your Social Security amount, since it said it's the exact same thing as we paid for our employee, you can take the $102.30, plug it in over here, and your $23.93, plug it in over here. Now, all you have to do is figure out your unemployment. So you have to, at this point, start up here with Julia and scan through each employee and try to find the one employee that has not exceeded $7,000. That means that they have not earned $7,000 in yearly earnings yet. Okay, Shonda barely is over, and you will then calculate, you will multiply. Once you find it, let's go ahead and find it. Oh. Student. Okay. So this person has only made $3,795. That's actually you. And So what we're going to do is we are going to look at their total pay for this pay period. So when you do your previous document, this information will populate here. So whatever's here as your gross earnings, you're going to take that times 0.8% to find your federal, and that number times 5.4% to get your state. You will take all four of these numbers then, and you will put them in your general journal as credits, and your payroll tax expense will be debit. That should be it for payroll then.